Good morning, everyone. So, this is the second part of chapter 5, that is fuel, combustion, and flame. So, in the previous part, we completed the introduction of it, classification of fuel, then we studied what is calorific value of fuels, and all that. Then we try to compare smokeless chula with traditional chula. That is what the advantages and disadvantages, ignition temperature, we covered. Then we talk about some of the properties of a good fuel. So these are 7 points that we talk about. So today we're going to start from fossil fuels. So what is fossil fuel? Just a second. Yeah. So what is a fossil fuel? The fuel produced from the remains of plants and animals buried under earth million years ago are known as fossil fuel. So millions and millions years ago, due to some action, maybe plant, animals, all these creatures, they buried under earth. And gradually, due to a very small chemical reaction, reaction, fossil fuel form. They convert themselves into fossil fuel. Okay. So they produce large amount of energy on burning. When you burn fossil fuel, for example, petrol, diesel, coal, all these things, they produce very large amount of energy. So these fossil fuel can be used for many purposes. From petroleum, petrol, diesel, kerosene, these things can be extracted and used from various purposes. We usually use petrol for ride bikes and all that, like scooty as well. So coal, petroleum, and natural gas are primary fossil fuel. You remember this one. First one is coal, then petroleum, and then natural gas. See, coal is in solid form, petroleum is in liquid form, natural gas is gaseous form. So we can get fossil fuel in solid, liquid, as well as in gaseous form. This might be a short question asked in your exam. That you can get fossil fuel in which following forms? It may be solid, liquid, or gas, or all of these. So you should tick all of these. Okay. They are the remains of plants and animals that lived millions years ago. In nature, these resources are limited and can be exhausted by human activity. So these resources are limited in our nature. We are not going to get unlimited amount of fossil fuel as we are getting unlimited amount of sun ray. So these fossil fuels are limited. One day it is going to be one day it is going to be completed. We are going to use all of it. In nature, these resources are limited and can be exhausted by human activities. These are known as exhaustible natural resources. What is the meaning of exhaustible natural resources? See, natural resource means something that we get from nature that is going to help us. That is called natural resource. Now there are two types of natural resource. One is exhaustible natural resource, one is inexhaustible natural resource. So exhaustible natural resource means something that one day it is going to be exhausted. For example, fossil fuel, coal, petroleum, natural gas, all these things are going to be exhausted because to make it millions and millions of years is required. But the rate at which we are consuming it, obviously within some decades, maybe some 40 50 years, it is going to be exhausted. And inexhaustible natural gases means but resources like air, sunlight are unlimited in nature. Okay, we cannot consume it the amount of air, the amount of sunlight we are getting. How much amount we are going to consume it, it is not going to be over, it is not going to be exhausted. So these are called inexhaustible natural resources. So first one we are going to read is coal. So coal gas was used to lighten the streets of London in early 19th century in the state of Mumbai until 1930. This is one insight. So coal is one of the earliest used fossil fuel. Okay, from this is the first fossil fuel that is used. So it occurs at varying depth under the upper crust of Earth. It is found under the upper crust of earth. That means to extract it, you need to dig it. You need to dig earth. A coal gas. Coal beds generally contain large amount of methane gas as well as we get it by the destructive distillation of coal. So coal, it contains a large amount of methane gas. What methane gas is made of? It is made up of carbon and hydrogen. One carbon, four hydrogen. Methane gas, it is also known as gobar gas. Okay, the gobar gas, it contains large amount of methane. So this is coal gas. Then next one is coal tar. It is also obtained by the destructive distillation of coal. It is a foul-smelling dark brown liquid used in plants. Naphthalene balls are also obtained from coal tar. Okay, so from coal we get these two things. One is coal gas, it is in gaseous form. One is coal tar. Okay, so here one thing you should know. One word is used here: destructive distillation. Destructive distillation. So what is destructive distillation? It is your homework, it is your task to identify the meaning of destructive distillation. Search what is the meaning of destructive distillation and comment me in the comment section. Okay. Next thing that we get is coke. The coal and coke, they are not similar, they are different things. So don't get confused between coal and coke. So coke, this solid residue left behind the destructive distillation of coal is known as coke. We are getting coal as fossil fuel. After destructive distillation of coal, we get coal tar. Once the destructive distillation process is done, whatever the residue, whatever the remaining part, that is called coke. So it is pure form of carbon used in manufacture of steel. Now this is what is coke? Coke is pure carbon. Nothing else is added into it. Only carbon. It is used for the manufacturing of steel. How steel is manufactured? Do you know? What is steel? Steel is nothing but iron plus carbon. Symbol of iron is Fe. So Fe plus carbon. If you add around 2 to 3% of carbon, 2 to 3% of carbon in iron, it becomes steel. Okay. So coal is a fuel used in industries and power stations. Coal fields are found in India at Bokaro, Jharia in Jharkhand, and Rajasthan and Raniganj in West Bengal. Okay, remember these names. Now see, next thing that we are going to talk about is natural gas and petroleum. Now, how this natural gas and petroleum are extracted? See, this is fractional distillation. Fractional distillation is the process in which natural, like petroleum products are extracted. So natural gas are fossil fuel found along with petroleum. Along with petroleum, natural gas are also found. The method of formation of natural gas is similar to that of petroleum. The gaseous mixture contains the most volatile component of petroleum is called natural gas. Okay, it means it mixes with the petroleum and present there in the inside the earth. It is majorly composed of methane gas. Again, methane gas, that is gobar gas. Okay, famously known as. The petroleum is dark oily liquid. The process of separating various components of petroleum is known as refining and is carried out in petroleum refineries. So how it is done? You can see this is here they put crude oil. Here you can see crude is written. Here they put crude oil. Heater is there. They heat it. When crude oil is heated, it turns into vapor and liquid. The vapor is moved away and it is collected here. Now when the liquid here, the liquid is heated at different temperature. So with respect to different temperature, we get different things. For example, at some temperature we get lubricating oil. The oil that we use in vehicles, lubricating oil, that we get from petroleum. Then gas or oil. Then kerosene we get at little bit more temperature. Then at little bit more temperature we get naphtha. It is here, kerosene, naphtha. Then we get petrol. Then we get petroleum gases, the gas that came out when initially it is heated. So at different level, at different temperature, we get different product. Okay. So here a list is given. Petroleum, its boiling point is up to 20 degrees centigrade. Petrol we can get from 30 to 120 degrees centigrade. Naphtha 120 to 180 degree, kerosene 180 to 260 degree, like this it is. Its temperature range is also given. Now for what purpose it is used? Kerosene. See, it is used in jet engine. This is a very important question. Students usually get confused. They say that whenever I ask this question that which fuel is used in that jet engine, some students say me that white petrol. There is nothing like white petrol. So kerosene is used in jet engine. So remember this one. It is believed that due to the decomposition of dead plants and sea animals under high temperature and high pressure, the absence of air inside Earth, petroleum is formed to non-porous rock. Non-porous. What is the meaning of non-porous rock? In rock, there are some holes. Usually, rock contains some holes. The holes are known as pore. So, non-porous means this petroleum transferred itself into rock due to high pressure and temperature. That rock, it does not contain any hole. That is why it is called non-porous. Okay. Now there are some examples of solid fuel, liquid fuel, and gaseous fuel. Okay. Remember there is chemical formula. It may be asked in your exam. Water gas is H2 plus CO. Coal gas is CH4 plus H2 plus CO. Okay. Producer gas is N2 plus CO. What is CO? Carbon monoxide. Hydrogen, that is CH4 is methane, N2 is nitrogen. Natural gas, CH4 is also known as natural gas, methane. It is available in very large quantity. Liquefied petroleum gas, LPG. What is LPG? It is butane and isobutane. Okay. So it is used in LPG. That means this gas we use for cooking. Burning of coal and diesel. As a result of burning of coal and diesel, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide along with smoke are released. If we burn coal and steel, these things release carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, and smoke. Remember this is important. Oxides of sulfur and nitrogen dissolve in rain, water, and form acid. This is very important. This acid rain, this term is very important. So remember this one. Oxide of sulfur and nitrogen. That means sulfur oxide and nitrogen oxide. It dissolves in water vapor, and when it comes down to that in the form of rain, it is acidic in characteristics. That is why it is called acid rain. It is harmful for building soil and crops, and also cause breathing problems. Okay. So the next term is global warming. So see, the phenomenon due to which excessive heat is trapped in the atmosphere because of excessive amount of carbon dioxide, such that it leads to melting polar ice cap and changes in the weather causing flood in the coastal area is called global warming. Okay, so this is a very brief definition of global warming. Actually, what happens in global warming? This is Earth, Earth has its own temperature, own atmosphere. Okay, this inner line, suppose this is Earth, the outer line is the atmosphere. When sunlight falls here, the atmosphere of the earth lets the sunlight to penetrate into it and fall on the surface of the earth. Now, some portion of the heat, one portion of the light energy is received by the earth in the form of heat, and rest of the light energy it emitted. It let it go. Then here in the atmosphere there are different gases. Global warming or greenhouse gases are present. Okay, such as carbon dioxide. These are present, and these gases trap the heat. Okay, because sunlight is falling on the earth during the daytime. At night time, we also feel heat. Why? Because these gases traps the heat which is emitted by the earth. Now, as the amount of greenhouse gases increases, it traps the heat more and more. So as more and more heat is trapped, the average temperature of earth increases, which leads to the melting of polar ice, okay, which is called global warming. That means the average temperature of the globe or the earth is increasing. So from where these gases come? Due to there are lots of region. It may be due to industrial region. It may be due to burning of fossil fuel or in any other region or natural region as well. So conservation of fossil fuel. How can we conserve it? Energy saved is energy produced. If we are saving energy, that means we are producing energy. That means it is trying to tell that do not use energy unnecessarily. Okay, we should use alternative source of energy like hydro energy, solar energy because these are the inexhaustible sources of energy, wind energy, tidal energy, and a biomass nuclear energy. In India, Petroleum Conservation Research Association (PCRA) give advice to save petrol and diesel because per liter petrol now cost approximately 92 rupees. It's going to be 100 rupees very soon. I think, I'm not sure, but I think it's going to be 100 rupees very soon. So we should try to save the petrol as much as we can. We should drive at constant and moderate speed. Do not fluctuate the speed very much. Do not go with very high speed because it consumes very high amount of petrol. We should switch up the engine of traffic light. We should ensure correct type of tire pressure. We should ensure regular maintenance of vehicle. If we follow these steps, we can by somehow save little amount of petrol or diesel. So this is all about today's class. If you have any doubt in today's class, please comment me in the comment section. In the next class, we are going to start combustion. So thank you all and have a nice day.